This is Thomas. So Thomas is a Singaporean friend of mine.
So there's this monster going around terrorizing. Legend has it, at least, that this monster going around terrorizing villagers, and a way that people do to drive away this monster is by setting off firecrackers.
Oh,
Yeah. So now you know.
which in Singapore they don't practice.
No,
You know,
okay.
in a private setting. So where do you have to go if you want to see firecrackers?
In the modern setting right now, if you want to see firecrackers, you got to go to Chinatown. The night before Chinese New Year, the Chinese New Year Eve. Okay, we call it Santap Meh, right? And they will have a fireworks and firecracker show there, which is open to public. If I'm not wrong, setting off firecrackers has been banned since the 70s because it was a fire hazard.
Yeah.
So because in those days the houses were made of wood and there were numerous, I understand, cases of fire because of the setting of firecracker. So the government had to ban it then for safety.
Yep.
So and they didn't have that, you know, until recently, maybe in the late 90s. Then they reinstated this setting off a firecracker, but in a controlled environment.
So locals, I mean, if locals want to go and play with their own firecrackers, they usually
no, they're not allowed.
but they go somewhere else, right?
I don't know because I've never been there somewhere
I
else.
would tell you they go for a drive,
Yeah.
which may be kind of
Really?
just not too far away across some border somewhere.
Oh,
And
okay,
then,
okay.
You know,
Well, I think even in
I think they do.
even
right?
in the north
in the
across,
town.
I think even in the north across the border, I think there are also some restrictions. I don't know because
Yeah, but it still happens.
uh,
But anyway, let's not talk about
yeah,
that.
because
Yeah.
right. Okay, so there are some things that you do and some things you don't leading up to Chinese New Year. So for example, we will usually go and get our hair cut before Chinese New Year because one thing is we don't wear, or rather we believe that cutting hair after Chinese New Year or after the New Year is bad luck. It's like cutting away. It's like cutting away
Cutting
your
away your luck or something.
your fortune, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So we usually cut our hair, but nowadays, because there are a lot of youngsters, they probably don't really bother that much. But
Yeah.
I still remember when I was younger, I was always being asked, or rather my mom will make sure we go and get our hair cut before Chinese New Year.
Right.
Yeah, and then we all do our spring cleaning.
Okay, what's
that's another
spring
trip.
cleaning?
Okay, so as the name suggests, spring cleaning is done in the spring.
Okay.
So you know how
like cleaning
humid.
your house.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know how cold and damp winter can be, right? You know, that kind of thing. But of course, in Singapore, it's summer all year round. So, but in China, it's winter, right? So it's all wet and damp, cold and damp as well. So you just basically don't do a lot of cleaning.
Yeah.
And you want to start the year afresh. You want to start the year in a very happy and prosperous mood. So cleaning the house is a symbolic thing, as in you remove the old and welcome the new.
So you
So you
and after Chinese New Year you can't.
yeah.
I think I heard
In the
something
first-
about you can't sweep or
Yes,
something.
in the first 15
15
days, right, of Chinese New Year, we don't do any cleaning because it will be like how you do with the hair lah. It's like you will be sweeping away your fortune,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So that is the belief. But of course, we still do some light cleaning because we're gonna have family and relatives visiting during Chinese New Year. So we can't go through the 15 days without cleaning at all lah.
Yeah.
For one thing I know for sure, my wife will do some cleaning.
Okay. Shh. That's another one. All right.
Yeah. Okay. And another tradition is we'll put on bright colored clothing for Chinese New Year.
Red.
Yeah. This is no go.
No?
Nah, this no go.
I thought red's good.
No, me.
Oh, you, yes. No blacks.
Yeah, this goes, this no go.
Okay.
Yeah, you can't be wearing black. You know, black is it's not an auspicious color. So we wear bright colored clothing for prosperity and for auspiciousness, right? Because it's a new year and you are visiting relatives or you have relatives visiting you, so there will be elders, and the elders will frown, you know, if your clothes are not bright enough.
Okay.
At times.
Is it still kind of practice? So
Yeah.
let's say if you're visiting Singapore,
Yeah.
right? Is the expectation for you to also wear something bright and red and
Well,
all that
if
for
you're
15 days?
if you are visiting people,
Yeah.
then it's courtesy to wear bright colored clothes.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
common courtesy lah, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but usually nowadays, you know, even a white outfit, you know, is good enough. But just don't wear black.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, and so I think commonly, you know, associated with New Year is that there'll be a lot of celebration, and you know, of course, when it comes to celebration, Singaporeans are obsessed with food.
Yes, food of course.
So there was a lot of eating and a lot of
Yeah.
food. So one of the traditions that we have is a reunion dinner. So the night before New Year, the New Year's Eve, we will usually gather at one of the designated places, you know, of the family. So like for me, I would go to my mom's
Okay.
for Chinese New Year, and we have reunion dinner.
Is it always the most
Senior?
elderly senior person?
Yes, it can be, but sometimes it's also the decision is quite utilitarian sometimes. As in, you know, who has a bigger house, who can accommodate the most people. You know, yeah. So, but you do know that in Singapore, our houses are not that big. So,
And the groups can be quite large, right?
yes.
It can be like 20 people, 30 people.
Okay, so that's
maybe.
that's more for the extended family.
Yeah.
So if you have an extended family, then yes, it can be that big, you know.
Yeah.
But reunion dinner is more for the immediate families. So you probably have your parents, and then your siblings,
Right.
and then your own children if you have. Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, and that's you know.
Okay.
Yeah. So one of the traditional food that we have every year is steamboat hot pot.
Ah, yes.
Yeah. So yeah, we will usually go and get all those ingredients, you know, like the meats, right? The beef, the pork, the chicken, you know, and the fish and whatnot. And we have them ready before. Yeah, and then yeah, Andrew can send some photos,
Yeah.
and then send it to Andrew.
Put
so
some
Andrew,
in the corner up there.
yeah, and then we can have an idea of how it looks like. Yep, and yep. So after the reunion dinner, we will go home, back to our respective homes, and this is tradition that we usually practice for our kids. Okay, is that we give them AngBao.
Okay. Ang as in red.
Red, yes.
Okay.
So loosely, or rather, actually it's not loosely, but it's translated as red packet.
Red packets.
Yeah, AngBao as
Okay.
in is translated as red packet. What we put inside is money, currencies. So it's like a gift. It's like a token. For our kids, usually we give them the night before. Usually you only give on the day itself, on New Year's Day or during the 15 days. But for our kids, we give them the night before.
Okay.
It's called 压岁钱. What it translated to is you basically press the money down so that your age won't advance so fast. Or I loosely translate to that.
Okay.
Yeah, but actually it's more like we give them, you know, because they are our kids and we love them. We want them to grow up to be, you know, benevolent. We want them to be gracious. We want them to think about other people. You know, we hope that they can be good members of society and all those things.
Yeah.
So all these wishes, you know, usually we will, you know, put in together with the AngBao for them. Then where they place this AngBao? The night before they sleep, they place this AngBao underneath their pillow, where they rest their head.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's why it's called Ya Shui Qian in that sense.
Okay.
Yeah. And yep. So that's the prep usually for the day, the before. And so on the day itself, the first day of Chinese New Year, we call it Nian Chu Yi, first day of Chinese New Year, and that's where the celebration will start. The visiting will start as well. So at times we will visit our relatives. So of course the first day in the morning, I will visit my mom's. And then tradition of my mom's actually, because my mom is Cantonese.
Yeah.
So we once I reach my mom's place, I will serve her tea as a sign of respect for the elders. So I will serve her and my dad tea.
Yeah.
Of course, after wishing them Happy New Year and best of health.
Do people like kneel and serve?
Oh no.
Not
That one not like the wedding.
Okay.
Not like for the wedding like yeah. So this is just, you know, we will just pour it out from the teapot and then we'll just serve them, you know, as a sign of respect.
Okay. Okay.
So the tea is a special tea. It's red date tea. Yeah.
Not bubble tea. Okay. Not bubble tea.
No boba, sorry. And it's a bit of sweetness. It's a bit brownish.
Yep.
And it also symbolizes. It's also a symbol of Chinese New Year, lah. You know, red dates. Yeah, red dates.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and after that, we have breakfast. Usually, breakfast is a bowl of vermicelli.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
I didn't know there was a thing for breakfast as
Yes, there's a breakfast. Usually, it's vermicelli. And then we have an egg inside, and then we have some minced pork for me because I love that style of eating.
Yeah.
And we have those sausages, lap chong,
Yeah.
preserved sausages. Okay.
Yep.
So of course, the significance of that is because, you know, during winter, you can't have a lot of fresh fruits.
Okay, so that's why the sausages are preserved.
Yes.
So it's more from tradition back in the day.
Yes,
You know, it
back
used
in
to
the
be
day.
like that.
So you have a few preserved stuff like the preserved sausages. You have the preserved duck. Then you have the preserved the innards and the kidneys and whatnot lah. The preserved one. When it comes to entertainment, one of my favorite entertainment is gambling. Yeah, so we have
Mahjong,
this.
right?
Yeah, we have mahjong. We have card games like Jack, you know, and sometimes people play poker as well.
Yep.
Yeah, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's more of a, you know, it's not like, you know, objective is not to like make money. Okay. Objective is more like, you know, when you play games like this and with a little bit money involved, it sort of brings the atmosphere, you know, of the gathering to a newer level. So sometimes during Chinese New Year and you walk past people's house, you hear people shouting and screaming, you know, wow, what you know, that kind of thing. So you know they are playing card games.
So Hua means what?
Okay. Hua came from this Chinese word called fa. Okay. Subtitle later. Okay. Which means that you explode with prosperity.
Oh, okay.
You explode with prosperity.
Okay.
Yeah, which means that you get rich, right? Yeah. So the kids love it, especially because it is their chance to double or triple.
Money.
Yeah, double or triple their AngBao money, because they will use the AngBao money as a base, you know, for them to play the game. And yeah, some can even double or triple their money, you know,
Okay.
after the whole 15 days, you know, of visiting. But of course, we don't visit every day.
Yeah. So you go visit different people. It's not the same people.
Yeah, correct. And but because like my case, my father-in-law is the eldest, my mom is the eldest.
Yeah.
So we don't need to go visiting a lot.
Everyone comes to your place.
Correct. Yes. Everyone just come over to our place, and we'll just and see everybody there. When I was younger, the joy of this is I get to collect AngBao lah from all my aunties, right? And all my uncles.
That's for most of the kids,
Yeah.
right?
But for now is the other way lah, because they come over, we have to give AngBao.
Yeah.
We have to give.
So how much is the going rate? Is there a rate?
Well, it depends. If you're talking about closer, you know, your immediate family, you tend to want to give a bit more, right? But if you are visiting a friend, a casual friend, you don't have to give that much. Yeah, so I think going rate, an auspicious number. Yeah, like 8 or 18.
As long as it's not 4.
Yes. Okay. So Andrew brought a very interesting point about numerology. Yeah. Okay, let me get that word straight. So Chinese believe that auspicious numbers like 8, 6, these are 2.
6 as well.
6 as well. Yeah, these are official numbers. These are auspicious numbers.
Okay. You gotta avoid odd numbers. Is that right?
Yes. Because the Chinese believe good things happen in pairs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they say in Chinese they say 好事成双. It means good things happens in pairs.
Okay.
Pairs. Okay. So yeah, but why not 4? So
yeah, it sounds like that word, right?
So phonetically, it sounded like die. You know, the number 4 in Chinese, phonetically, it sounded like die. So we don't use, especially when we give AngBao, right? We don't put $4 inside. You know, or we don't end off with like a 4, like maybe 14 or 24. You know, yeah.
And definitely not 44.
Yes. Yeah.
So everyone, thanks very much for joining. It's been a very interesting afternoon with Thomas. Just learning more about Singapore culture, I definitely learned something as well. So, any final words?
Well, if you want to find out more, stay tuned for the next episode. Okay, anyway.
No, I think you're supposed to say like, share, subscribe, or something like that.
Okay. So if you like the content that Andrew has created, you know, you can like, share, and subscribe.